Hi, I'm Mark Harrison, and you may know me from my various music instruction books or my work at the Grove School of Music here in Los Angeles. This lesson is focusing on pop rock piano styles, and I'll be drawing on some of the material from my pop piano book, which you may have seen in your local stores or perhaps at your library. A lot of the energy in pop rock piano styles comes from the very driving nature of the left-hand patterns. So we'll use a simple chord progression to demonstrate some of these ideas. For example, let's say I was in the key of C and I started out with an A minor chord, that's a 6th chord in C, just playing the root for the moment. And then let's say I went to an F chord, that's 4 in the key of C, and let's say to a tonic chord, C, which of course is a 1 in the key of C, and then to a 5th chord, that would be G major, a 5 in the key of C. So let's just isolate that left hand root pattern for a moment. A typical rhythmic idea we do in pop rock styles is something I call in the book a dotted quarter eighth pattern. That's where we have a dotted quarter note and an eighth note that repeats on the root note. So for example, on the A minor chord that might sound like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's cycle that around the chord progression here with a simple drum groove. Here we go. Okay, another very typical left-hand pop rock rhythm is to use what we call steady eighths. That's playing all of the eighth notes, again using the roots of the chords. Here we go. Another fun variation I like is to take that dotted quarter eighths idea we had earlier, but introduce some octaves into it. So the left hand plays the octave above the root note on beats 2 and 4 of the measure. It's a little trickier to pull off, but does impart a nice driving feel to the rhythm. Let's try that one over the same chord progression. Here we go. Okay, now let's have the right hand join the party here. We could of course play simple triads as a starting point. That would be A minor to F to C to G. We should at least make sure we voice lead, that is to say, to connect closely using inversions. For example, we might start out with an A minor triad, let's say in first inversion, with an A on the top, okay, C, E, A. We could then connect to an F triad, also with A on the top, that would be in second inversion now. And then we could move to a C triad in root position with G on the top, and finally to a G triad, again with G on the top, that would make that in first inversion. There's a whole lot of material in Pop Piano Book to help you with chord inversions and voice leading, lots of excellent exercises to get you comfortable with that. Let me just play those inversions as whole notes over one of our left hand patterns, let's say the steady eighth notes in the left hand. Let's try that, here we go. Now, of course, we could vary things a bit in the right hand too with some rhythmic syncopations with the same triads. That might sound like this. Okay, one other technique we'll delve into today is the use of root and fifth voicings. This is where we thin out the sound of the triad just by playing root and fifth. And this is very common in a lot of the harder rock styles. It gives a very hollow and transparent sound to the voicing. So for example, on A minor, I might just play the root and fifth only in my right hand, A up to E. Then on the F chord, I could isolate the fifth and the root right here, C and F respectively. On the G chord, isolating the root and fifth, C and G. And then finally on the G chord, isolating the fifth and the root, D to G. Again, notice I'm still voice leading, that is to say, going to the close position of the next chord. So let's try that now with, again, one of our left-hand patterns. Here we go. that's a little preview of some of the many techniques we have on the pop rock piano in the pop piano book. For information on all of our instructional books and CDs, please check out our website. That's at harrisonmusic.com. Also, I do spend a lot of time giving online lessons, and if you have lessons with me, this is the view of me that you get to see over the internet. And of course, I'd be happy to work on any areas that you need, including, naturally, the pop rock styles. Once again, this is Mark Harrison, and thanks again for watching.